aiding and abetting an unlawful organization or an unlawful association. Shehzad Poonawalla of the BJP is with us on the phone line. Arnima, just stay with us. We've got Shehzad Poonawalla of the BJP on the phone line. We've got access to the notification, Shehzad, and it says the state governments of Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka and Gujarat have recommended to ban the PFI. They say, whereas the central government is of the opinion that if there is no immediate curb or control of unlawful activities of the PFI and its association or affiliates or fronts, the PFI and its associates or affiliates or fronts will use this opportunity to continue its subversive activities, thereby disturbing public order and undermining the constitutional setup of the country, encourage and enforce terror-based regressive regime, continue propagating anti-national sentiments and radicalize a particular section of society with the intention to create disaffection against the country, aggravate activities which are detrimental to the integrity, security and sovereignty of the country. And whereas the central government, for the above-mentioned reasons, is firmly of the opinion that having regard to the activities of the PFI, it is necessary to declare the PFI and its associates or affiliates or fronts to be unlawful association with immediate effect. So this is comprehensive ban on PFI and all its frontal organizations. Shehzad, big move by the government.
Well, Anand, this is something that must be welcomed by one and all, because everyone knows that PFI is nothing but an avatar of SIMI. It is an organization that has links with the ISIS, with Jamaat al-Mujahideen, Bangladesh, and other terror fronts. It has been involved in riots like the CA riots and also in trying to create social unrest across the country in the name of hijab and other such issues. But the problem, Anand, is fundamentally this, that there have been political parties which have extended political patronage to the likes of PFI. Let me remind you, Anand, you remember, in Kerala, the person Omar Salim was given a government job. In Rajasthan, the PFI was given a free run to take out a march-in quota by the Congress. The Congress, when it was in power in Karnataka, dropped 175 cases and declared that the PFI was the most innocent organization. Parties like Samajwadi Party, when arrests are made of Al-Qaeda terrorists, they come out and they question the UPATS. RJD had questioned the ban even on SIMI, which was imposed by the Supreme Court. So, you have a section of the political class that in the name of appeasement politics oppose action on terror. They have opposed when we made the UAPA more stringent and put bans on individuals and not just terrorist organizations. And therefore, this politics of patronage and appeasement in the name of vote bank politics to shield terror is something that has allowed the PFI to run riot for so many years. Imagine the Kerala High Court had said it is an extremist organization, but what action did the Kerala government take? And therefore, today the question is that will these parties come out and applaud the security agencies, or will they, as is true to their character, play vote bank politics on it? Will they come out and then try in one way or the other to question this kind of action that has been taken? That's the fundamental question, Anand.
There were 9 to 10 different aspects that were raised here at CNN News 18, and somewhere the PFI has taken those 9 points itself to try and issue a rebuttal. Their PR management. Now look, this is how nimble-footed they are, Shehzad, that they've stopped naming who's writing it and who's leading their PR department. So they've just become faceless now. It's a PR department release which came to CNN News 18 around 12:30, 12:40 last post-midnight AM. Now, in that, point number 9, attack plan on PM Modi. The allegation exposes the incompetence of our intelligence agencies. Maybe the Sangh Parivar has a plot, and this seems to be a preemptive strike to attack its leader and put the blame on Popular Front to win 2024 election. And then they go on to extol all the aspects of the Sangh Parivar and the RSS and the BJP. They've even called the courts as puppets in the hands of the Sangh Parivar. They are also turning around and calling ED, and that's how they start the entire statement. They call the ED, the NIA as servile fronts of this entire Hindutva government, Hindutva regime. That's what they have called. The last para is intriguing, where they say we urge the secular, democratic, political parties, organizations and the citizens to come forward, raise their voice against the undemocratic and unjust witch hunt against the Popular Front of India and defeat the tyrannical fascist efforts to lead the country into peril. Now, this is exactly what was envisaged, that they will try and gather sympathy, try and gather public opinion to support the PFI and its front organizations and put pressure on the BJP. So what is expected of them to do, they are doing exactly that. The kind of terminology they are using also reflects their mindset, Shehzad Poonawalla. Is the government ready for this?
You see, the government has shown a zero tolerance approach towards terrorism, and especially those who have tried to, in a sense, use these kinds of tactics, they have been dealt with a strong iron fist by the security agencies. But the problem is that there are some political parties who, in the name of vote bank politics, continue to provide patronage to organizations like the PFI or to terror groups, or they try to defend terrorists even like Mr. Murtuza Abbasi and others. Now the question fundamentally is to the Congress, to the Samajwadi, to the Aam Aadmi Party, to the RJD, to the left, that will they today come out and play a vote bank card, or will they come out and say that we applaud the security agencies for taking this action? Now, going by their history, those who've questioned even the surgical strikes, who have blamed Pulwama on India, who have given 26-11 clean sheet to Pakistan, are unlikely to do this, are unlikely to stand in support of the security agencies, and perhaps their traditional SOP has been to question the security agencies and provide political patronage to terror. And I hope that today will be different, and I hope these political parties will not resort to their normal mode of providing patronage to terrorism and will come and congratulate the security agencies, the MHA, the Government of India, for taking a strong and timely action.
Now, one of the aspects the MHA notification mentions is that the above affiliates or associates or fronts have a hub-and-spoke relationship with the PFI, acting as the hub and utilizing the mass outreach and fundraising capacity of its associates or affiliates or fronts for strengthening its capability for unlawful activities. And these associates or affiliates or fronts function as the roots and capillaries through which the PFI is fed and strengthened. They have also outlined the connection with SIMI, Jamaat-ul Mujahideen, Bangladesh, and also PFI's linkages with global terrorist groups like the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. One of the aspects, Shehzad Poonawalla, that the government will have to now watch out for is this effort to try and mobilize international support along with garnering local sympathy. Last evening in Chennai, we saw one of the partners of the DMK government carry out a rally in support and trying to get Muslim groups to come out and support the PFI and the SDPI. So this is one aspect which stands out locally, where there is the effort of sympathy garnering and using others to come out and voice out support for the PFI. So they will remain at the backdrop or in the shadows, and they will try and get other organizations to try and voice support and concern for this crackdown. But more importantly, internationally, they are very, very active in the Middle East, in about 7 or 8 different nations in the Middle East. They have active cadre there. Is the government going to work diplomatically to ensure there is no international backlash for a local crackdown?
Well, first of all, this is entirely an internal matter, so I don't think that any other country or organization really has any moral standing to lecture us on how to deal with terror. But having said that, there can't be two kinds of terror, good terror and bad terror. I think countries have understood that this is a position that India has articulated over the years, and India has been vindicated, and our foreign minister has been very competent at explaining to the world as to how they should not distinguish between good terror and bad terror. And I think this kind of facile argument, which is made by some who have always advocated action on terror in the name of human rights, can't allow a green flag to be given to certain terrorist organizations. And I think that position has been well understood because of the articulation by India, by Indian foreign missions and Indian government abroad. And I think that position is amply clear to the entire world, that we can't distinguish between good terror and bad terror. All terror is bad terror, and therefore the PFI's ban is absolutely essential. But yes, if political parties at home themselves play vote bank politics on it, then of course some organizations which are always inclined to try and question India may get a handle, and therefore it is essential for political parties back home to not give a handle to countries like Pakistan by